Coffee is a morning ritual for many people and even a necessity for some. But some new research actually suggests that the early morning may not actually be the best time for your daily cup of joe.
No, and here to explain more about the findings is board-certified physician Dr. Sanjay Jain back with us. Good to see you, Dr. Jain.
Hi, how are you doing? Great to be back.
We're fine. Did you have your coffee this morning?
I did. I love coffee. So if I probably wouldn't be here if I didn't have my coffee. So.
We've already had ours, right?
I'm dragging now, though. I feel like I need a pick-me-up.
Another, you're a 2-coffee drinker or a 3-cup drinker?
Just whenever.
Oh, come on. I saw her grande today. It was this big.
It was a venti at Starbucks. I have to
okay,
admit.
it was this big.
I'm still transitioning to this shift. I'm going to blame it on that, not an addiction.
Make sure these big venti, not too much sugar. We got to remember that.
That's right.
Tell us, speaking of that, you know, what this new research that came out that there are actually some prime times when you should be drinking coffee and some times that it's not going to be very effective.
You know, I read that research, and as a coffee lover, I said, what? You know, this is what we're going to do now is to time our coffee. So this research actually says that the body secretes certain stress hormones. And during this time these hormones are secreted, there's certain times during the day where it peaks out. So 8 to 9, and then 12 to 1, and 5:30 to 6:30. These are peak times of these stress hormones. So what the research is saying is that why take coffee when during these times of your stress release of these hormones, because it actually you're double downing on these stress hormones. But in reality, are we going to be able to really check our cortisol levels? So
I'm just scratching my head because is this for a person that's on a normal day schedule these times? Because what about people that are on odd schedules?
Well, that's a funny thing. A lot of these researchers don't really take the whole population into account. You know, everybody's got a different body. Everybody's got a different sleep cycle. So to kind of cookie cutter this research on everybody, I think is kind of not practical. But realistically, are we going to actually check our cortisol levels every morning and get our blood drawn? That's not going to happen. So I got to tell people out there, when you get these researches, kind of take it with a grain of salt and apply what's best for you. Know your body best. And what you want to do is really take this coffee whenever you really need it. Like, you know, when I drive, I get kind of tired. So I try to take coffee right before I go for a long drive, make sure I don't fall asleep during the drive. And some people, for yourself, if you come here this morning, you know, if you need a cup of coffee or venti, you know, absolutely take it. But, you know, if you're going to try to time it after the show, where they say 9:30, 11:30, you might not be able to make it this morning.
But according to this study, I mean, most people have coffee with breakfast, right, in the morning to get
Usually,
going.
or before. I take mine before.
And according to the study that you're talking about, it says stay away from coffee between 8 and 9 in the morning. That's when most people are drinking coffee. That kind of goes against what we've been doing.
Starbucks is not going to like it. So the bottom line is do what's best for you. Everybody's got their own body clock. Stick to what works. And there's certain things to understand about coffee too. And I actually mentioned in my book some of the benefits of caffeine. And some of the caffeine benefits I want to share also are really astounding, because people don't think about it that way. So certain benefits I want to share is, you know, some benefits in lower incidence of Alzheimer's, dementia, and there's also some research in terms of helping lower incidence of diabetes and Parkinson's. And because it increases your heart rate, it actually boosts your metabolism up a little bit, so you actually can lose weight. It found some lower incidences in cancer and strokes. So these are really good things. There's some healthy antioxidants in coffee.
Are there some dangers, though, to drinking too much coffee?
Absolutely. So you got to, everything's in moderation. So when you take coffee, don't go crazy, especially if you have trouble sleeping. People who have insomnia, they're going to have a hard time going to sleep. So really, if you have problems going to sleep, take it early in the day, before 3 o'clock. But even then, people have caffeine withdrawal. So people who have a high tolerance or develop a tolerance for caffeine, they can get headaches, become very irritable, lethargic, really tired after that crash from coffee. They can get depressed and even get constipated.
I know if you're pregnant, you're not supposed to drink coffee, right? What are the physiological impacts?
You know, there's suggestion of that, but you know, a lot of women who are pregnant take coffee, and not to like in moderation, maybe a cup, and they haven't found any serious concerns with that. So I would go with the doctor on that one.
Okay, that's probably best.
Yes.
So what is, doctor, what is the magic number? How many cups of coffee do you advise people to have? Is there a maximum number?
It's
we don't
funny you
go
say
over?
that because they say that 8 cups a day of water is good for everybody. I can't even drink 4 cups. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
So what works is 1 coffee a day for one person might not be enough for someone else who might have a higher tolerance, so maybe 3 cups. So really, there's no cookie cutter rule for how many cups. You shouldn't overdo it because people who have too much caffeine, they get heart anxiety, arrhythmias, and those high power energy drinks that have a lot of caffeine in there, people have died from that because it's overdosing caffeine.
Wow, that's a really serious side effect there.
Yes.
Yeah, but they really infuse those drinks with so much caffeine.
It's juiced.
So much more than what's in an average cup of coffee.
Yeah, these are really juiced caffeine, so you got to be really careful what they put in there. I mean, some of these are about 8 cups in 1 can of this high energy drinks. So you got to be really careful because your heart rate's going to really shoot up, and that's what can cause some deaths.
All right, bottom line on the coffee, is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
I'm going to give it a double thumbs up. I like the double thumbs up.
Me too.
I'm gonna double thumbs up, but use common sense.
All right, that's the bottom line. Dr. Sanjay Jain, thanks for coming in today. Enjoy your coffee.
Thank you.
All right, well, we'll be right back after this short break.